Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Sandy Toe Tarot. My name is Laura. If this is your first time being here, I'm glad you're here. Glad you stumbled across this channel. I do tarot readings twice a week here, and on Sundays I do readings for the entire week, just the energies for the week. And then midweek I do a pick a card reading. This week I'm going to do another yes or no pick a card reading. This is a timeless reading. Whenever you stumble across it, it's the right time for you to get these messages. This was actually requested by one of my subscribers, so thank you for that. I do enjoy hearing from you guys, so if you have suggestions for other pick a card readings or any kind of readings, just put it in the comments down below. I'm just going to jump into this one this week. I just feel ready to go. The energies are really good this week. I'm having a good week. I hope you guys are too. As I said, this is going to be a yes or no pick a card reading, and I have 4 piles down here. I have crystals on them again this week. So I will put the camera down and you'll be able to see which pile is speaking to you. I'll also put the timestamps in the description box below so you can know exactly when your reading starts for the pile that you've chosen, and you can go directly there if you don't want to have 4 questions and go through all of them. If you just have one question, then you can go directly to your reading. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do, and hit that bell so that you'll be notified whenever I do upload new videos. If you do like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. As always, share your comments, anything that you'd like to say that's positive. It's an open community here, and we're happy to hear what you have to say. And if you do feel like someone else might be interested in these videos, please do share it with them. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to put the camera down. You can choose the pile that's speaking to you for this week's yes or no pick a card reading. Welcome back. As I said, I do have crystals on the cards today. These can help you choose your pile, whichever one that's speaking to you. You don't have to use the crystals to pick. You can pick any way that you want to. But I will tell you what the crystals are. This is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. On pile 1, we have an amethyst quartz crystal. Purple stone, it's really pretty. On pile 2, this is a tumbled stone. It's very, it's a mix of things, but it does have bloodstone in it. On pile 3, I have a citrine, a rough cut citrine. And on pile 4, I have the aqua or a quartz. Pretty blue, light blue. So pause the video and choose the pile that's speaking to you, and I will put the timestamps in the description box below. That way you can go directly to your particular reading for whichever pile that you choose. Again, this is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Okay, so if you chose pile 1 with the amethyst, these are going to be your messages for the yes or no pick a card reading. Let's talk about the amethyst a little bit. So all quartz and all crystals have healing properties, but the amethyst is particularly associated with healing. So it does bring healing. It promotes peace and balance. And it's good for intuition. Like if you're trying to tap into your higher self, the amethyst is a good crystal to carry around with you. And it also brings protection. Okay, so let's see if we can get a yes or no out of these cards here. So for the Sacred Traveler Oracle card, we have Begin Now, take your first step. The Herbal Tarot here are that's going to be advice from Spirit, so we'll hold off on those for a second. From the Rider-Waite deck, the general energies for this reading, we have the Hanged Man. We have the 3 of Wands. And we have the Six of Pentacles. This is funny. Okay, so I'm going to say this is definitely a yes. There's a little bit of synchronicity here. So let's look at this card. Begin now, take your first step. So what this card means is sometimes you have to separate from the herd. You have to separate from your friends and your family and your acquaintances to go off on your own and enter into places that are unknown to you. Sometimes you have to go beyond the familiar to open yourself up for transformation and change. It's a journey that you have to take on yourself, though. When you do this, when you know that there's something that you need to do, that you have to do it for yourself, that you have to separate from other people, friends and family, and everything that you know, it can be really difficult to take that first step. But what this card is saying is, it's okay. Take the first step. In the words of Lao Tzu, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. You don't have to see the whole staircase, right? You don't have to see everything that's down the path, everything that's going to happen along the way. You just have to have the courage to embark on the journey, because it's going to be a really, really wonderful journey. Well, interestingly enough, this is a journey too. The Three of Wands is, you get this card when you have been kind of looking out on the world and making decisions about what it is that you want to do. And I always say this with the Three of Wands, you have looked at the whole world. You're not looking in your itty-bitty little circle of friends or itty-bitty little circle of life in your itty-bitty little town, deciding whether you want to work at this grocery store or that grocery store. You have looked at the whole world and decided what you wanted to do, which is actually in and of itself a very brave thing to do. A lot of people do not do this. They look at the options that are before them and they choose from those options. You have dared to dream big, and when you get the Three of Wands, the Two of Wands, you're looking out on the world and deciding what you want to do. The Three of Wands, you have decided. You're picking up the one that you want to run with, and you're moving forward with your plan. So that is really exciting. Okay, let's look at the other cards. So we have the Hanged Man here. The Hanged Man is kind of a period of being in suspended animation, is what they call it. Like nothing's moving forward. Maybe you've had to do this on purpose. Maybe you've had to take a time out from activities to think, I guess, to kind of look at things from a different perspective. And that's another meaning of this card. He's hanging upside down, right? So it's like looking at something from a new angle. But it is a card, a bit of stagnation. Nothing's moving forward. The other card we have is the Six of Pentacles. Pentacles are money, material things, food, clothing, shelter. And when you get the Six in your reading, this is the card of reciprocity. It's a card of give and take. A lot of times it's a card that says you may yourself need to ask for help, some kind of material help along your journey, or you may be in a position where you can help other people. So in this particular reading, I do feel like there has been a period of slowing down, a period of taking stock of where you are and using that time. And maybe this is just where we're all at in the world, right? Having to isolate a little bit, look at everything from a different perspective, because, you know, our jobs are changing. A lot of people are working from home. We've been doing all this social distancing, not being around too many people. We've been a little bit isolated. So maybe that's just what this card represents here. But you've used that as an opportunity to look out on the world and decide what it is that you really want. And the answer to the question is yes, because this card is saying you should begin now. Take the first steps. It does look like to me that you might need some help with your plan. Maybe you can ask somebody that you know for some financial help to help you get started with this. But it is going to be a situation where somebody is very willingly, by the way, going to give you help with this plan. All right, let's see what we got for advice from Spirit. We have the Judgment card. And we have the Queen of Wands. Let's talk about the Queen of Wands first. So to me, the Queen of Wands is the Leo card. And the Leo is fire signs. And fire signs are very passionate. They're enthusiastic. They're very interesting people because they have a lot of experiences. They're doers, right? They're not afraid to do things. So they're very interesting people to talk to. This Queen of Wands, if it is not a Leo, is she's like the queen that has it all. She's very good at balancing her career with her family life. She is she's a competitive queen. She likes competition. She's very enterprising. So this card kind of tells me that what it is that you're looking to do is something entrepreneurial. It's something that you want to do for yourself. It's a job. It's a business that you want to do for yourself, or it's some kind of freelance thing. You want to go out on your own and do this. You don't want to be in a corporation. It's something that you want to do on your own. So the other card, the Judgment card, kind of fits in with this Hanged Man thing, but it's the next step. It's not literally the next step, because this is the 20 and this is the 12. So there's some cards in between there, but it is a next logical step after a period of stagnation and a period of looking at things from a different perspective. The Judgment card is just saying, wake up to life. You notice the trumpet coming out of the sky. God is sounding the trumpet and saying, wake up to life. This woman actually is by a gravestone. She's been dead internally, not physically dead, but she's been, maybe was in this period of stagnation for a little bit too long. Things have been in a standstill for too long. A cycle has ended. It's time to wake up. It's time to move forward. Again, begin now and take that first step. So I think that's all very succinct, actually. I don't see any other astrological aspects in the cards. Just the Leo. Yeah, and that's it. But again, I don't really feel like this is a Leo. You know, it might be. Maybe you are a Leo or you know a Leo. But this is really just about being entrepreneurial and embarking on something that you're going to do on your own. You have to separate from the herd to do this, whatever it is. But it's a great idea, and it is absolutely going to work. So good for you. You just got to begin now. Take the first step. All right, that's all I have for pile one. I hope you have a great week, and until next time, namaste. Okay, so if you chose pile two with the Bloodstone, these are going to be your messages. Let's talk about the Bloodstone. Like I said, this is a mix, but it does have Bloodstone in it. So all crystals have, and stones or whatever, have healing properties, but bloodstone is particularly good with healing and restoring you to your normal place of joy and vitality. It will also fill you with courage, self-esteem, and energy, and is a good stone for protection. So let's see if we can find a yes or no in these cards somewhere. All right, for the Sacred Traveler Oracle card, we got Ascending the Mountain, keep going forward. The Herbal Tarot is advice from Spirit, so we'll hold off on those for a few minutes. For the Rider-Waite, general energies for this message, we have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Moon card. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. So I do feel like this is a yes, but I feel like it's a, you're not sure if you want to yes, like it's really hard right now. So let's talk about this Ascending the Mountain, keep going forward. What this generally means is you've reached a place where things are hard right now. And this card's just saying it's okay to stumble and fall sometimes. We all do it, but don't stay down. Get back up. Keep moving forward. Go beyond any boundaries or self-imposed barriers that you have, like those things that say, I can't do it, because you can. You absolutely can. Keep moving forward fearlessly. It may not be easy, but the view at the top is going to be fantastic. So that's what this card means. The Moon card kind of has a similar message. So that's why I'm saying this is a yes, and this is kind of a yes with an encouraging message from Spirit that you need to keep moving forward, even though you might feel like you don't want to right now. So the Moon is the card of Pisces in the Major Arcana, first of all. It is also a card of not being able to see the whole path. The path is illuminated a little bit by the moonlight, but you're not seeing everything like you would be able to see if there were full sunlight, right? So this means you're at a time on your journey where you're going to have to follow your instincts one step at a time to make it to your destination. The Seven of Pentacles also kind of has the same message with it. So this message is very clear. The Seven of Pentacles is when you have been working really hard at something and you reach a point, just a natural stopping place to rest, to take stock of all the work that you've put into this, of what you've accomplished so far. Look at what you've done so far. Yes, it may have been difficult. When you started out, when you were at the Ace of Pentacles at number 1 and moving forward, you could have never imagined that you would have made it so far, right? But you have. So this is a time to stop, take stock of what you've accomplished. And it also, actually, the card is a card of decision. It's like, do I want to move forward with this? Because you are a little bit weary. Do I want to move forward with this? And this message is saying, yes, you do. You really do. You're going to have a little rest, and you're going to move forward. And when you do move forward, what you get, when I say the view is great from the top, I mean it's beautiful. This Nine of Pentacles is, look how lush that is, how green, how she has absolutely everything that she can possibly need. She rules her domain. This is a wish fulfillment card. It means that you win. Whatever it is that you started out to do that has got you a little bit bogged down right now, it's going to work out, and it's going to work out in the biggest way. Whatever it is that you wished for is absolutely going to happen. So let's take a look at these cards, advice from Spirit, and see if there's anything else. Okay, so we got the Seven of Wands, the Strength card, and the Four of Pentacles. So this is all pretty much just confirmation to me. The Seven of Wands is a card of you are under a little bit of pressure not to hold on to your position. But the Seven of Wands says hold your position. Stand your ground. You have a little bit of opposition. There are people around you who are maybe questioning you. And this card is a reminder that you will be victorious, you will win, but you have to stand your ground. And it comes from knowing what it is that you want. You started out this journey in absolutely the right way. You knew exactly what you wanted. You were very clear about what you wanted. But you've just reached a little bit of a point where there's some obstacles. There's some opposition. You yourself are exhausted. And that happens on every journey. Everything that everybody accomplishes that is worth anything, you're going to have this phase. So you're just unfortunately at that phase. The eight or the Strength card is the card of, I said 8 because that's the number, first of all. But also it's the card of Leo, and their birthdays are in August. So the Strength card just comes up when there is a time where you're going to have to use all your intestinal fortitude to get through this situation. You're going to have to go deep within and pull the strength out, and you absolutely have it to get through this situation. And this Strength card is saying you have it. You absolutely have the inner strength. The strength also means not necessarily, will, determination, although determination may be a little bit of it. It actually means more of a, like the inner strength of a wise woman, like using tact and diplomacy to get what you want instead of just brute force. You know what I mean? And then the last card that we have here, I think, is a little bit of advice. All of this is advice, right? Hold your position. Go within to find the strength. Use tact and diplomacy with these people that are trying to fight you. With whatever situations are coming up with this. But this card is saying, don't take risks right now. Take care of the details. The Four of Pentacles is a card of stability. It can be a little bit of a card of stagnation. I don't feel like that's what this Four of Pentacles is saying here. It's saying maintain. Don't spend a lot of money. Don't throw a lot of money at it. Take a good close look at all the details in the situation. And don't take any big risks right now. Just keep moving forward. Keep plodding forward through this little bit of a rough time. And you will be victorious. You do win. So this, this is one of those situations where once you get past it and you look back, you will be so proud of yourself. I promise you that you stuck with this and that you kept on going instead of giving up. It may not seem like that now, but eventually you will be very proud that you stuck with it. So that's all I have for pile 2. I hope you have a great week. Namaste. Okay, so if you chose pile 3 with the citrine on it, these are going to be your messages for the yes and no. Pick a card. We'll see if we can find a definitive yes or no in this. But in the meantime, the citrine brings happiness, success, creativity, abundance, and warmth. It's a very, very happy stone. It's one of my favorites. Okay, so let's see what we got here. For the Sacred Traveler Oracle, we got staying focused, hold the course. These are advice from Spirit, so we'll hold off on those, the Herbal Tarot, for a minute. So from the Rider-Waite deck, we have the Three of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Judgment card. I think this is a yes, but hold on just a second. I'm going to try something here real quick. I see the message, but it kind of depends on how you ask the question. So hold on. Okay, this is a yes. But here is the message. So this card, staying focused, hold the course, means just literally what it says. We have these dreams or ambitions. We set off on the road to what we think will bring us much happiness, right? We decide which direction we're going to go in. And along the way, we see shiny things on the side of the road. And we're like, oh, I want to go see that. Or other things come into our path. And we say, oh, maybe I should try that. Or we make a decision, and maybe some people try to convince us to either make another decision, or they might convince us that the decision that we make, try to convince us that the decision that we made is not really what's best for us. So I think that's what's happening here. I think the question, some people, and this is not going to be for everybody, by the way, if this does not resonate with you, then it just is not going to resonate with you, because this is a very specific message for somebody or a couple people. So the question I think you came with is, should I leave a relationship? And the answer is yes, you should. You know deep down in your heart that you need to, but there may be a little bit of pressure not to right now. You know, that happens, right? You want to break up with somebody, you second guess yourself. It's very hard. Breakups are very hard. So you second guess yourself. Personally, the other person might try to convince you to stay. It gets really complicated. So I get that. But what this reading is saying, that yes, you do need to end this relationship. So let's take a look at the Rider-Waite here. So what we have is the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is heartache. It can be a third-party situation. It is it is definitely a card of mourning. It's definitely a card of sadness. It's definitely a card of a bleeding heart. Your heart is wounded. You're emotionally wounded right now. You have been emotionally wounded in this relationship. There's been some heartbreak. The Four of Swords is the card of resting after some illness. It is a card of taking a break. It is a card of depression. It is a card of I have to retreat from it all and take care of myself. So I really kind of feel like this relationship has not been good. There's been some emotional hurt involved in it, and it has caused a little bit of depression. And that, thus, you know, you're at a position where you're saying, should I leave this relationship? And deep down in your heart, you do know that you need to, but again, you are second guessing yourself. The Judgment card, we get this card when a cycle is ending, a new cycle is beginning, and the Archangel is calling you to wake up to life. Things have been not good. If you notice, these people are actually coming out of coffins here. So when we say coffins, we're not saying like a literal death and rising from the dead. We're saying this little bit of depression. You've been in a kind of a bad place, and it's gotten you really down. You're really not mentally very well right now, emotionally and mentally very well. And I think it's been for a bit. I think it's been for a while. Nobody makes these kind of decisions lightly, right? This card is saying it is time to wake up to life. There is happiness out there for you. There's warmth. There's a relationship out there for you after a period of healing that will bring you warmth. But at this point, you need to look out for yourself, and you need to wake up to life and find out what it is that makes you happy and move forward from this relationship, which has not been good, or at least has not been good for a while. You are going to have to stay focused. You know, when you make this decision, there's going to be pressure not to carry this out, but you do want to stay focused because you need to take care of yourself. Come back to life. So let's see what we have advice from Spirit here. We have the Seven of Cups, and we have the Seven of Swords. I think this goes this way. Excuse me. Okay. The Seven of Swords, it's a little harder to see with this in this particular deck. It's a little easier to see maybe in the Rider-Waite deck. But the Seven of Swords is the card of deceit. It's a card of trickery. And it is always the card of taking your leave. It is the card of things have been going on here underneath the surface. It can be a card of cheating. Again, confirmation from that, for that. If that might be your situation, like it's a third-party situation, it's just confirmation that, yeah, you're not crazy. Yeah, he or she is cheating. But the Seven of Swords is the card of taking your leave. Now you are taking some of the problems were yours, right? And that generally happens in a relationship too. Not everything is all one person's fault. So you have to take responsibility for that which has been your problem in this situation. But it is time to take your leave, and you'll still be taking some problems with you, but they're your problems that you can work on for yourself. The Seven of Cups is a pretty cool card, actually. It is a card. It can be a card of disillusionment. Like there's just, there are too many options. Pie in the sky, daydreaming all the time. But in this card, in this particular reading, I feel like this is more a card of hope for the future and choosing the life that you want to have. What kind of life do you want to have? Look, that you have hearts here. So do you want a love life? You have dragons here. Do you want adventures? You have a wreath here. Do you want to enter a competition, some kind of competition, and prove that you can do something, whatever that may be? You've got some jewels here. Do you want to, looks like an engagement ring. Do you want to get married? This to me is a card of getting away from this situation and getting clear about what it is that you want out of life. Now is the time to decide, because you're starting a new cycle. It is a clean slate. You're waking up to life. What is it that you want to wake up to? What is it that you want now and for your future? And the Seven of Cups can also be a surprise person coming into your life. So, oh, I don't, oh gosh, I have to say this. If I see it, I have to say it. This may be a pregnancy with that Three of Cups there. So, you know, just be mindful of that. That surprise person could be a surprise pregnancy. But in any case, you need to take care of yourself. You need to figure out, wake up to life. You've got to let this go. I'm so sorry it didn't work out. It does feel like there's a lot of negativity attached to it, and you've been bogged down in the negativity for a little while. So hopefully this will be a release, a big release, to let this go and move forward, even though there's going to be some temptation not to stay the course after you've made the decision to leave. But move forward and figure out what it is that you want. I hope that was helpful, you guys. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Namaste. Okay, so if you chose pile 3 with the Aqua or Quartz, these are going to be your messages for the yes or no. Pick a card. The Aqua or Quartz releases negative energies, promotes wealth, enhances meditation, and encourages angel messages. So let's see if we can get some angel messages right now. All right, so the Sacred Traveler Oracle card is view from above. Get the big picture. The Herbal Tarot, these are advice from Spirit, so we'll hold off on those for a minute. For the Rider-Waite general messages, we got the Devil. We got the Queen of Cups. We got the Queen of Swords. and the Three of Cups. So I'm going to read this card from the book, from the Sacred Traveler Oracle card book by Denise Lynn, because I think this is going to be pretty important to this reading. So I want to be sure that I get this message right. As far as a yes or no, I think the answer is actually maybe on this one. So let's read this. View from above. So the card meaning is don't get bogged down in details. Let go of petty concerns. Get the big picture. Imagine that you're seeing your life from above. Only do what is truly important. Everything else is inconsequential. Go through each area of your life to look and see what the big picture is. Make major life decisions based on this strategy. Get the big picture. The Sacred Traveler wants you to know it's easy to forget what the overall journey is about when the traveler gets caught up in day-to-day survival and ups and downs of life on the road. It's only when the traveler takes time to look at the big picture that he realizes that most worries and anxieties are only temporary. Imagine yourself in the future. Ask yourself if what you are doing now will be important to your future self. Focusing on these concerns takes up valuable life force energy. Keep your focus directed on the important things in life. Let everything else drop away. Okay. The reason I think that is so important is because what is happening here is you are faced with a decision. So let's talk about these cards. So the Devil card is a card of bondage. It is a card of being stuck, being bound to something. And that something can be so many things. It can be being stuck in ruts of your own making. This card shows up when you have addictions, and addiction can be anything: sex, food, drugs, rock and roll. You can be addicted to absolutely anything. You can be addicted to a person. You can be addicted to, you can be a shopaholic. You know, there's so many things you can be addicted to. But the question when this card shows up is, what is holding you back? What is keeping you stuck in your life? What ideas do you have that are keeping you in a situation that might not necessarily be healthy for you? That's what the Devil card is all about. The Devil also is Capricorn energy, if that might have something to do with your decision. Okay, so next to the Devil, we have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is a Scorpio card. This queen is very emotional. She's a queen mother. She wears her heart on her sleeve. Children absolutely love this queen because she is so loving. She's so nurturing. She's so caring. She's giving, you know. So that is the Queen of Cups energy. The Queen of Swords energy this is a Virgo card. The Queen of Swords is, some people say she's a little bit bitter, and she can be, you know, if other cards support that. But mostly, she is ruled by her head. She makes very logical decisions. She is very smart. She doesn't let her emotions drive her life or her decisions. She weighs whatever she's confronted with. She weighs the pros and cons of each problem, and probably makes one of those lists, you know, pros and cons. And then whichever side comes up with the most on it, that's the side that she chooses, because that's the logical thing to do. She's very clear. She has a lot of integrity. She's carrying her sword of truth. She knows what her truth is, and she is not afraid to let somebody know. She's also not afraid to use that sword to cut off anything that does not fall in line with her view of her world, how she wants it to be, and what she wants for herself. The last card that we have here is the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is actually a happy harvest card. It is a celebration card. You see this card a lot of times when there's a marriage, there's a party, there's a celebration of some kind, there's a birth, major life events that are worth celebrating. That's when you see this card a lot of times. But it is a very happy card, and basically it means that something has happened that we want to celebrate. Here's what I think is happening here. I think that you have a decision to make, and it is a head or heart decision. And I think they're opposite. I think there's something you love, and I think there's something that you think is a practical choice. And with this card showing up, the Devil card, I think the practical choice is of the material. I think that whatever this decision is, you want to make this decision because you think that is going to give you everything that you need in the material world, that you will be set. Food, clothing, shelter, retirement account, whatever. Just enough money to survive on day to day. Whatever it is that you need in the material world, I think you're looking at this decision because it's going to give you what you need in that way. The other decision is going to give you this internal happiness. Cups are emotions, they're relationships. This may be a relationship, by the way. But it's what you love. It has to do with what you love. So whatever this decision is, I think you're caught between a very practical option and a very impractical, but something that you love option. The thing is, nobody can make this decision for you. This is something that you're going to have to choose for yourself. And you're going to choose it by looking at the big picture. And I would give it that rocking chair test. Have you heard of the rocking chair test, where you're sitting on the back porch at the end of your life in your rocking chair, and you're kind of giving your life a review? Which decision will you be most happy about when you're at the end of the life? Are you going to be happy that you had stability in your life, that the decision that you made brought you and maybe even your family, maybe some other people are involved in this decision, it brought you so much stability that you were able to raise your family, you were able to do what you needed to do to be a responsible person. Is that what's going to make you happy at the end of your life? Maybe. Or is this going to make you happy? I'm so happy that I chose to do what I loved because I lived in joy every day of my life. And maybe, you know, money was tight sometimes, but I made it through. I'm in my rocking chair, and I can't imagine a life where I did not make this decision and choose this option. So let's see if we can, let's just stay over there for now. Let's see if we get some more information here in these cards with the advice from Spirit. We have the Nine of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Cups. And we have the Two of Swords. Okay, let's just put it like that because that's how it goes. The Two of Swords is actually a decision. It is a time when you have to make a decision. And you're putting it off. You don't want to make this decision. Maybe neither one of them are terribly good. Maybe neither one of them would be the true outcome that you would like, but that's all you have to choose from right now. So you have to make this decision. If you notice, this woman is wearing blindfolds. She really does not want to face this. But the message of this card is you can't hold out forever. You're going to have to make a decision. The Nine of Pentacles is, first of all, it is a wish fulfillment card. So it does mean that in the way of material things, it's very abundant for this woman. She has everything that she could possibly need. She lives a very abundant life. But it is also the card of wish fulfillment. Like whatever it is that you wish for, you can have. The Pentacles are also money. So that's why I think this kind of goes into this very practical pile here. And this Knight of Cups is, knights bring things into your life. They gallop into your life to bring you things. Because these, not in this deck, but knights are usually on horses. So they're galloping into your life and bringing you something. So this card means to me that someone is offering you something in the way of love. Now, again, that does not have to be romantic love. I kind of feel like it could be with this marriage card here. I kind of feel, and this, you know, this is kind of a lady of romance. I kind of feel like this can be a love relationship, that someone's offering you something in the way of a love relationship. It could also be offering you something that you will love. Like it could be a job that you would love too. So here's the thing. The advice from Spirit is you can't hold out forever. You're going to have to make a decision on this. And here's the approach that might be best. To look at it from the big picture. Don't look at the details. Look at the big picture and give it that rocking chair test. At the end of your life, which one of these decisions are you going to look back on and be most happy about? And that's individual. That's up to you. To some people, being responsible and having everything they need financially, that's a big deal. They like security. That's going to be important to them. To some people, doing what they love or being with who they love, that's going to be way more important than financial stability. So it is up to you. And that's why this pile is a maybe. I wish you all the best in making your decision. If you want to share it with us, please put it down in the comments below. Until next time, have a great week and take care. Namaste.